Now we've talked a lot about Xbox on this channel. But today we're talking about the Series X and the Series S Carbon and how this guy actually is my #1 pick when it comes to Xbox. Now, the biggest reason is actually the smallest reason, and that is size. The compact nature of this guy right here is unbelievable. I know that is a weird thing to consider when it comes to getting a gaming console is size, but I personally really appreciate the footprint. I mean, it just fits so perfectly on the desk, and with more and more people playing their video games in their offices or in their gaming rooms and sticking to monitor gaming for the higher refresh rate versus TV gaming, we're seeing that desk space is actually pretty crucial. Now for me, it's a lot less about desk space and a lot more about portability. Now travel with me to my favorite coffee shop. It was, I think, the day after Starfield's premium release, which was the first. I think this was the second. Maybe it was the third. It doesn't matter. And I brought my Series S Carbon Edition attached to the Upspec Gaming X screen. I love this screen because it is exactly the same size as the Series S, and it's just perfect. Now, I wish it was in black, but that's neither here nor there. This thing is 1080p, 60 frames per second. Sure, there are 1440p 144 hertz ones made by other companies, but those have to be externally powered, and this one is actually powered by the Series S. And while I'm not a huge fan of third-party accessories being powered by the Series S, this one actually is safe. And I talked to the people who created the screen, and they said they did a lot when it came to power management to make sure that it wasn't drawing too much from the board itself. Now, this isn't a video about them. I just really liked their product, and I'm a huge fan. Now, I was sitting there at the coffee shop playing Starfield. Incredible. I would have never done that with the Series X, and I didn't do it with the Series X for multiple reasons. One, it needs an external display to do this. Two, it's really huge and heavy. And three, you would have to have multiple power outlets to just get everything up and running. Just ridiculous. This is one cord plugged into your Series S and you're good to go. And for me, that's a huge win. But I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, but what about the power, dude? The power. The Series S is not as powerful as the Series X by a long shot. How do you justify the power? And I'll tell you right now, with one very specific reason. I mean, it's 12 teraflops in the X and 4 teraflops in the Series S, so it's a third of the power. But with the amount of optimization that we're seeing in all of these games for the Xbox, really, the gaming experience is phenomenal. Now, I do play on an LG C2. I've mentioned this TV multiple times. This TV is capable of a 4K image. It is capable of high frame rates. It is capable of delivering that true top-tier next-gen console gaming experience. And yes, there are absolutely shortcomings when it comes to the Series S on a TV like this, but the way I play games, especially on Xbox, in the grand scheme of my console gaming ecosystem, this actually does the job. Now, I've gone back and forth. I've used the Xbox Series X, I've used the Xbox Series S. The likelihood of me actually needing the power of the Series X is actually relatively low in my use case because I am not a primarily Xbox gamer. Xbox serves a very specific purpose in my console gaming setup. One, it grants me access to Xbox exclusive games through Game Pass. Two, the portability granted to me in the Series S is far more valuable than the power that is given to me in the Series X, especially because my use case is so low. But three, and this is the absolutely most important part of all of it, now that it is 1 terabyte of internal storage, is the price. $350 for an Xbox Series S, which is a very capable system. I mean, we just got a brand new update for Jedi Survivor that cleaned up all the problems, increased frame rates, and most of all, got rid of all of the nonsense that you were experiencing because of lower powered consoles or poorly optimized gaming. This system, this setup is really phenomenal, and I personally am far more excited to use something like a Series S in my current gaming lineup than I am to need a Series X. I will admit, the Series X is the best, and I mean the best on paper Xbox that exists, but the Series S checks 2 boxes for me that are far more important: portability and price. But then how am I supposed to trust the longevity of the system if we're seeing that the power is 1/3 of the Series X, which is a great question because In most cases, that would look like a last gen system. But with Xbox specifically, I think that you're in the clear for, well, 2 reasons. Reason number 1, Microsoft knows that the Series S is really their console for this generation. It is in everybody's home. It is the reason why PlayStation, Nintendo gamers, even PC gamers have purchased an Xbox. Me personally, I have a PlayStation 5. I don't need a Series X for next gen AAA titles that are available on both. But the Series S grants me the ability to play Xbox games at an affordable price and doesn't break the bank. And plus, a PS5 and an Xbox Series S combined is still less than a PC that would be needed to play these same games at the same performance. So that is number 1. And number 2, and this is, I think, really the reason why I believe strongly that the Series S is going to stay supported, is it is their number 1 seller of this current generation. Even people who own Xbox Series X's are buying Xbox Series S's. Yes, there is a performance difference, and yes, that can be a turnoff for some, but for most, with the optimization that exists, it is close enough. And for a lot of gamers, close enough is well worth the $150 savings by a long shot. I know for me, close enough is absolutely worth it, because with $150 extra in my gaming budget, that allows me to do a few things: buy different games, support a gaming subscription, buy accessories, or save up a little bit more money and get into the other system that grants me access to more games, like a PlayStation 5 for $400 or $500. It is an incredible value. Now, none of this is intended to turn people off from purchasing a Series X. All of this is the reasons why I believe that the Series S, in my setup, this PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch OLED, Xbox Series S setup, is the perfect solution because of, well, portability, price. And honestly, for me, the performance is good enough. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know that this is a hot topic, and I know that you guys get all mad about it when I say the Series S is better than the Series X, which I'm not, but if that's what you heard, then whatever. You are interested in a GTA Sucks shirt? It's in the description below, but most of all, happy gaming.